It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change.
The only voice that matters is the voice of the jury, and the jury has spoken.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us in what has been an historic day in America.
Late this afternoon, 12 New York jurors found former President Donald Trump guilty on all 34 felony counts in his criminal hush money trial.
Hush will be sentenced on July 11th, a sentence which could include jail time. Tonight, reaction continues to come in. NBC's Jay Gray has more from Manhattan.
Somber as he walks from the courtroom, former President Donald Trump lashes out at the decision.
This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. I'm a very innocent man.
The first man to sit in the Oval Office as president, then the defendant's chair in a felony criminal case, convicted on 34 counts of falsifying business records as part of a scheme to hide an alleged affair from voters.
While this defendant may be unlike any other in American history, we arrived at this trial and ultimately today at this verdict in the same manner as every other case that comes through the courtroom doors.
Mr. Trump and his attorneys promising an appeal, the presumptive Republican nominee in the race for the White House, saying the decision that matters most will come on Election Day.
The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people, and they know what happened here.
Emotions just outside the courthouse following the verdict, a snapshot of the political landscape across the country, deeply divided.
So none of it seems fair to me, and I think a lot of people will feel the way that I feel, that they'll see this as a two-tier justice system.
It was a grand jury indictment and now a jury conviction of his peers. And this is the legal system working.
The former president returning to his Manhattan apartment, waving to supporters, still defiant despite the historic decision. Jay Gray, NBC News, New York.
Well, coming up in about 10 minutes or so, we'll speak with Jay Gray live from New York City with more on the reaction to that verdict.
As for a political reaction here in Ohio, there's been no comment from Senator Sherrod Brown and other prominent Democrats across the state. On the Republican side, Cuyahoga County Republican Party Executive Director Lisa Stickens said, quote, "This politically motivated trial, filled with questionable evidence, is a desperate attempt by Democrats to manipulate our justice system and interfere with the upcoming election," end quote.
Ohio Republican Senator J.D. Vance saying on social media, quote, "This isn't justice, it's election interference," end quote.
Tonight, I spoke with Case Western Reserve University School of Law professor Jonathan Anton to get his insight about a major element of the trial. Clearly, a key part of the defense's strategy was to discredit Michael Cohen, former President Trump's former attorney and fixer. Based on this verdict, that did not work. Why do you think that was the case?
Well, because I think that the prosecution brought in other witnesses and plenty of documents that suggested that what Michael Cohen was saying actually happened. At one point, the lead prosecutor told the jury, you know, we didn't get Michael Cohen at the witness store, right? We got Michael Cohen because he was involved in the activities that gave rise to the charges in this case. We're not hiding the fact that Michael Cohen is not a Boy Scout, that he has a track record of lying, but just because he's lied in some circumstances doesn't mean that he's lied in all circumstances. And we have all of this additional corroborating evidence that confirms the basic statements that Michael Cohen has testified to here in this trial.
Again, we'll have a live report from New York on the verdict in about 10 minutes. And look for more coverage on our website, WKYC.com, and the 3 News app.